All right, it was an excellent week. Great focus by the group, ready to go, locked in, and this is the type of process we have to be able to lean on, especially this time of year. So the guys are excited and fired up and ready to go.
Did you do anything different this morning? You said locked in to reset guys after they've had a day off.
Nope, just hopped right into our normal routine and just asked them to be in it. You know, we can't ease into this thing. Took advantage of a great opportunity yesterday on Christmas to spend time with family. That's wonderful. It's always good to just be able to reconnect with people and remember what we're playing for. And when we do that, though, we have to go right back to work. And so the guys were ready to go, captured them in the meetings. The coaches did an excellent job bringing the energy, and then it led into a really good practice.
Dave, we haven't seen Trevin Wallace in 2 weeks. We obviously know his history of shoulder injuries. Can you give us an update on what's up with him?
Yeah, Trevin had surgery on his shoulder, and he was a stud about it, and it was a playable condition, but it just wasn't. He wasn't really turning the corner to be able to play confidently the way that we know he can, and so we reevaluated that, and really just collectively made that decision to make sure we can get this thing right. Get ahead of it right now and rehab him, get him ready to go for the spring and get him strong. This is, the shoulder injuries and those types of surgeries take time. If anybody out there has had experience with that, there's a lot that goes into it. So that's what we had to do there. And, Claude's ready to go, step in and keep pushing this thing forward.
What about Turk?
Yeah, Turk is day to day. We were able to do a little more stuff with him. He looked better each day. And right now, we're going to have to reevaluate him all the way through the weekend to see if we can get him back out there, knowing how important this game is, also knowing how important the next one is. But for Turk, just making sure that he can do his job well. And so he's trending in the right direction, but it's day to day.
Dave, you have a chance to beat your third #1 team in the NFC, which I wanted to ask about that anyways, but then come to find out the last team to do that was the 2014 Seahawks. So just what do you remember about that season, why you were able to do it, and what kind of lessons have you learned in that Packers game, in that Rams game, about what it takes to kind of face these teams?
I love these opportunities because it calls upon your best, and it requires us to play our best football, knowing we're playing an excellent opponent in the Seahawks and the football that they've been playing now for a while. So it calls upon that focus. It calls upon all of us playing together and doing right, and making sure that all of our basics, all of the calls, all the alignment, the information we're gathering before the snap, it just heightens it. And while I would love to, I try to frame every game that way so that our players can understand every game's a championship opportunity, and some games you don't have to oversell. This is a great team coming in here, and the guys respect that. They respect this opportunity, and that's the way we've attacked the work this week.
The Seahawks, entering the season, Darnold was known as a quarterback who couldn't win the big game, and now he's emerging as a MVP contender. As a former QB coach, what can you say to his progression throughout the last 5 years or so?
I mean, just pointing to the last 2 seasons, nobody's won more games than Sam Darnold from a quarterback standpoint. He's done an excellent job of bringing groups together. He brings leadership, his experiences, the veteran mindset, and then, of course, just a talented passer and a great athlete. And I just see him continuing to grow in his game. And I'm really impressed with his ability to go from Minnesota, do what he did there, go to Seattle with the whole new group of guys and understanding the challenges, from a quarterback's perspective of finding that chemistry and finding that cohesiveness on the offense, which he's been able to do.
Big challenge on Sunday?
Absolutely. Great team.
Dave, from the standpoint of Claude growing kind of in this system, in this defense, why has he been able to kind of be that de facto starter when somebody else is injured?
It's his style of play. He's an aggressive player. He's a fantastic athlete. We've seen that on special teams for a while now, being able to play in space and, showing up with physicality. That's his nature. And the rest of it has just been accumulating the information. He's a guy that studies a lot. He's conscientious about his preparation. Pete Hansen does a great job with those linebackers. And then it's about opportunity and understanding, for Claude here, wherever, this opportunity, this moment is so critical and so huge for him. And I see a guy that's really focused and intent on seizing this moment. And he's a great teammate. He's a guy who doesn't say a lot, but he does whatever we ask him to do. And he's been a stud for us.
In the summer, you said something along the lines of the team should be afraid to play us. They're going to won't be afraid if they face us. And as we talked about, you guys have beat a lot of these top teams, #1 teams in their divisions. Did you kind of envision this is the position you guys would be in at this point in the season as you're contending for the playoffs?
I knew what we had. I knew what we had in this building from a player standpoint, and My question was, how quickly can we become a team? How quickly can we become the 2025 Carolina Panthers? Because our play style, the things that are important to us, the things we believe in, that's what's most important. And if we can assemble this group to play really good football on a consistent basis, we'll be a hard team to deal with. And I knew that, and I wanted our players to know it was a message for our group to understand that. Let's go. This is a new year. We have new challenges in front of us. Let's attack it with everything we have all together, and just really trying to, boost the confidence of a group, there was a bunch of new pieces, some young players, some veteran players coming from other places, and how quickly can we find good ball together? That's been always the goal for us, and we got another opportunity in front of us to find our best football.
Good to go?
T-Mac's good to go. He had a great practice today. As you can understand, this late in the season, things come up, and we work through those things, and he's been real pro about it, about getting his body ready and his mind right, being in tune when he's not out there full time. But today he had a great full practice, and he looked great.
Curious what you've told your guys. We know what you said about not scoreboard watching.
Yep.
Have you addressed that at all with the players?
I have not. Our focus has been on the Seahawks. That's a good enough challenge. This is a really well-balanced team. You talk about offense, defense, and special teams. The coaching staff as well, a lot of men that I really respect over there. They play good football. And so our focus and energy all has to be on a play-to-play basis, getting ready for the Seahawks coming in here.
How has Icky responded returning to practice?
He looked great. Worked through it through the weekend. Denny did a great job with his crew down there getting Icky ready, and Icky applied himself and tried. He took it all the way to game day last week, trying to get out there for his teammates, and was able to get back on the field this week and practice for us.